Coming up next on MT10 News, learn about a way local families are giving back to our law enforcement officers.
Also, more about a Christmas tree lot in Franklin that's raising money for a good cause.
And over 800,000 people might lose the only home they've ever known.
All those stories plus your latest weather. MT10 News starts right now. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Katie Inman.
And I'm Emily Gibbons. Welcome to MT10 News.
Well, law enforcement officers commit themselves to keeping us safe, and it isn't very often that they get a thank you from the community. Well, one group in Rutherford County called Cop Stop is aiming to make that rarity a common practice with a hot meal. Taking a break.
Hello guys, how's it going?
To break bread.
Y'all hungry?
Oh yeah.
Good, always, right?
And say thank you to the ones who put their lives on the line every day.
Anytime we can feed somebody here in the South, that's a good thing.
Is the main goal of Cop Stops in Rutherford County.
Cop Stop is just opening up your home to the officers, law enforcement officers that are on patrol in your area. So easy home-cooked meals, invite them in just to get to know the man or the woman behind the badge.
Which is just as meaningful for the officers.
We love to come to people's houses. We love to come talk to you. We love to, sharing our experiences and who we are as people, not just, deputies that work for the county.
And while what's served for the main course varies each time, the sweet treat is always the genuine interaction between the officers and the neighborhoods.
It's a great way to connect. As in the sheriff's department, we don't get to interact in the community sometimes in this kind of way. It's usually we've been called or an accident happens, so it's nice to just sit, have a meal with people and get to know the community more.
A bond with full stomachs and full hearts, knowing that both sides have your six in times of need.
I hope that it helps them to feel appreciated, that we support them, that we care for them, and we're willing to serve them because they serve us so well.
Now, Cop Stops actually started in Germantown, Tennessee, and now there are 36 communities and 7 states with groups dedicated to feeding law enforcement officers. And since the beginning of this year, 70 meals have been served in Rutherford County alone. To find out how to get involved with Cop Stop, visit our website at mt10news.com or check out our Twitter at MT10News.
The Nashville Armory gun store saw its highest number of gun sales ever on Black Friday. The FBI reported that on Black Friday they received over 203,000 requests for background checks for gun sales all across this country. That is a more than 9% increase from last year. Now, Shelby County currently has the highest amount of gun carrying permits in the state with over 66,000. Now, in our area, Davidson County has the most with over 33,000. This spike in gun sales could be a response to U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions' call for a review of the national background check system.
After the 2-year anniversary of Nashville's spike, youth violence citizens are looking for results. Since the spike, city leaders have implemented multiple programs to combat the growing problem. So far this year, 23 teenagers have been killed. That number is up compared to 2016 when spokesman Don Aaron shed light on the problem. The Metro spokesperson spoke out saying that while what they have already done may be preventing violence, they still have work to do for this issue.
Now, 2 men are having bonds set to over $200,000 after a traffic stop. Police reported stopping 2 men yesterday night and discovered 6 pounds of cocaine in their back seat. Magna Denver and Jesus Osbaldo were pulled over by police on I-40 for tailgating another vehicle. During the stop, police discovered the large amount of drugs in their back seat. Both men were charged with possession of cocaine for resale, according to officials.
Well, the parents of a wandering child in Shelbyville have been identified. Yesterday, officials reported they found a 1-year-old wandering the streets of Shelbyville. The young child was found along East Lane Street, according to a Facebook post by the department. After a call at 10 in the morning, the boy was found walking in a high-traffic area. The child's father, Cody Butters, has now been charged with child abuse and neglect after telling people he dozed off after an all-night Xbox binge.
And a key player in finding UT's new football coach has removed himself from the race. Mike Gundy pulled himself out of the running for the coaching position yesterday evening. He announced via his Twitter followers that he was a Cowboy for life and wouldn't be leaving Oklahoma State. Gundy was one of the several coaches in the running to replace recently fired Butch Jones for Tennessee's football coach. The replacement for Butch will remain up in the air for now.
Well, Emily, I feel like there's a storm cloud over UTK right now, but here at MTSU, it's bright and shiny.
Yeah, we're both from East Tennessee, so we feel that storm cloud. But it was cold this morning. Maybe it's going to get warmer today. I think JR's going to have those answers for us.
Yeah, Emily, you're from East Tennessee, but I'm from Middle Tennessee, and where I'm at, it's sunny. It's sunny, especially here in Murfreesboro, but do not, let the sun confuse you. It's cold. In fact, right now it's 38 degrees outside. Wind, though, not blowing too much. Normally, especially when it's cold outside, the wind starts blowing, it can really hurt, but not today. It's just blowing at 2 miles an hour. It is pretty humid, though, 89%. Luckily, at this time, though, no rain. We're at 0% precipitation with the rain right now. Some weather updates for you guys. It will be warm, especially during the daytime, but at night and during the morning, it's going to be really cold. You may want to carry a jacket and then take it off during your work day. But rain will be coming, and there will be cool evening temperatures every night. Like I mentioned just a second ago, rain is on its way tomorrow, actually, and cloudy skies will be coming up this weekend. But luckily, after tomorrow, not so much on the rain. It'll just be pretty cloudy for the most part. Rain, though, coming in tomorrow. I'll mention that in my upcoming 7-day forecast. But right now, I'll toss it back to the guys at the desk. Back to you.
Rain tomorrow. Oh well.
Yeah.
Still enjoy today. But still ahead on MT10 News, an alleged racial slur has President Trump in the hot seat again.
And how immigrants in Tennessee have been affected by the recent changes in the DACA program. That's coming up next on MT10 News.
The White House is now facing questions on comments made by President Trump after he called Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas during an event honoring Native Americans.
Special people.
While honoring Navajo Indians who fought in World War II, President Trump took a swipe at Democratic adversary Elizabeth Warren, dredging up his old campaign nickname for her.
You were here long before any of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas.
His remark met with silence from participants in the room, but the senator herself responding almost instantly.
It is deeply unfortunate that the President of the United States cannot even make it through a ceremony honoring these heroes without having to throw out a racial slur.
The White House denying the reference was racially motivated.
I don't believe that it is appropriate for him to make a racial slur or anybody else.
This is a racial slur, so why is it appropriate for him to use
I think,
that?
like I said, I don't think that it is, and I don't think that was certainly not the president's intent.
President Trump began using the label while feuding with Warren in 2016.
Who, Pocahontas?
At one point, tweeting, "Pocahontas is at it again. Goofy Elizabeth Warren, one of the least productive U.S. senators, has a nasty mouth. Hope she is VP choice." Warren says she is part Native American, but the legitimacy of her background has been widely questioned. Warren rejects criticism that she received preferential treatment because of her claimed heritage. In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
Well, no further comments have been released by the White House about the issue.
And recently, President Trump announced that over 800,000 people might be forced to leave the only home they know. And one school is stepping up to help those people out the only way they can.
A knock on the door can mean deportation for people who have DACA status.
All it was giving that security to young adults, giving them the security that they're secure, they don't have to worry that they're going to be ripped out.
They is referring to immigrants under DACA.
Coming here at the age of 3, I didn't really know anything about my own country. I have no memory of Honduras whatsoever. So everything that I've known up until this point has just been, the United States.
Elman would soon face hardships because of his status.
There are states in the United States that allow DACA recipients to get in-state tuition. Unfortunately, me living in the state of Tennessee isn't one of them.
And out of his own pocket,
every semester I was kind of paying around like $7-8 grand just on tuition.
Then Elman received an email that would be his saving grace.
About how, MTSU was helping out DACA recipients and there was a scholarship I could apply for.
It was enough money to cover the difference between in-state and out-of-state tuition.
Now, there's a bigger obstacle at stake, which is, DACA was removed, and right now my future is kind of up in the air.
President Trump doesn't seem too worried about Elman's future.
I have a love for these people, and hopefully now Congress will be able to help them and do it properly. And I can tell you, in speaking to members of Congress, they want to be able to do something and do it right.
Well, Congress will have until March 5th, 2018 to take an official vote on whether or not DACA will be renewed for over 800,000 people.
A group of Middle Tennessee State University students got an inside look over Thanksgiving break into Tennessee's state legislative process. MT10 reporter William Dickinson tells us more.
Before the Thanksgiving break, a group of students at MTSU got the opportunity to participate in the Tennessee Intercollegiate State Legislature, also known as TISL. TISL acts as a hands-on 4-day event where students get to participate in a simulation of Tennessee's legislative process, similar to events like Model UN. However, this event doesn't take place at a school or a conference room. It takes place at the state capitol itself. I talked to MTSU senior April Carroll about her take on TISL.
Because it really shows you how the state legislature works. It gives you an opportunity to write bills. It gives you an opportunity to see how exactly the Tennessee Code Annotated or the TCA is written and how you can specifically change it.
Graduate student Cody Lester represented MTSU in the House of Representatives.
Being a part of TISL here at the state capitol has allowed me to really see how bills are passed, as well as gain an interesting perspective on how officials and elected officials are able to do the same kind of process.
For MT10, I'm William Dickinson.
Thanks, William. Well, Ryman Hospitality Properties has announced plans to build developments on a 130-acre piece of land near Opryland in Nashville. They hope this development will bring in both housing and business. Ryman Hospitality stated that not all 130 acres will be built on at once, and it will take many years. Some ideas for these developments range from regional or corporate headquarters to a local grocery store. While many are excited to get the project underway, others are hesitant about bringing more growth to the area. Builders say they're keeping a close watch on how these developments would affect traffic as well as the surrounding community.
Well, it's nice outside. It's kind of cold too at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Walking in this morning, I had to wear my big coat, big puffy coat.
Yeah, but it's warm once you get to the afternoon. But I think JR's going to have more on that for us. Oh. Sorry.
And that'll be a little later, but still ahead on MT10 News. Get your calendars ready. We're telling you what you can do to celebrate the holidays in Rutherford County.
And you're going to find out a unique way the Boy Scouts in Franklin are giving back this holiday season.
And with Christmas coming up, I've got you some weather gifts right after the break.
Middle Tennessee State University's ROTC program provided a change of command in leadership and handed out specific awards to students on Tuesday in the theater of the KUC. The highlighted some of the strengths of the program at MTSU and individual student successes. The ROTC program awarded students based off of test scores and other individual successes as a whole. The previous cadet commander explained the importance of the program here at MTSU and some of the activities they participated in.
These soldiers here, these are our future leaders. These are our future men and women of the U.S. Army that we're looking at. And giving them my undivided attention, even though it is really divided, has been an endeavor worth going for. So.
Well, with Thanksgiving out of the way, Murfreesboro is ready to start the Christmas celebration. Some events being planned include the annual Rutherford County Christmas tree lighting. The lighting will be December 5th and will even include Santa Claus, who will be on the public square at 6 p.m. Other places to visit include holidays at Oakland's Museum and the MTSU choral performance of Messiah that will take place November 29th, that's today, through December 1st.
The smell of Christmas is in the air at one local tree lot run by a local Boy Scout troop. Reporter Austin Thompson traveled down to Franklin to highlight the holiday spirit.
The sound of chainsaws cutting off tree stumps and Boy Scouts hard at work are in full swing. Troop 137 has 3 successful tree lots in Franklin. Now that the holiday season is here, the scouts and their dads are busy helping families pick out the perfect tree, with their most popular seller being the Fraser fir. The troop started selling Christmas trees back in the late 1970s and has been a successful fundraiser ever since. Scoutmaster John Green was there from the very beginning.
It's been very good for us. The people in the community have been very good to back us. The people that let us have the sites back us, and they buy trees from us, and it's just remarkable what they're able to do.
The troop has generated a very loyal customer base from all around the mid-state. The scouts also take away valuable life skills.
It's a great place for scouts to come and learn real workplace skills, but also help sell trees to contribute to our troop.
And fathers also play an important role.
The most beautiful thing about Christmas is the cheerfulness we spread to one another. And that's one of the tenets of the Scout Law. The Scout is cheerful, and that's what we try to spread here. People are always happy when they come to the tree lot, and they walk away even happier.
Reporting for MT10 News, I'm Austin Thompson.
Now, if you're interested, you can learn more about the Christmas tree fundraiser on the troop's website.
Well, that Christmas tree story just got me in the Christmas spirit. You know, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas.
That's why we're here. We're not on stage at the Opryland.
Exactly. But, I mean, I know it's not going to feel like Christmas or cold for long.
Yeah, seriously. It's been cold, and then it gets warm in the afternoons, which is pretty strange for this time of year. I mean, it's basically December already, so.
Exactly, but J.R. Smith joins us now, and he's going to let us know our full forecast leading into this rest of the week.
Hey, Katie, you know, I know that this isn't the Opry, but we can duet on that song if you want to. Anyway, I'm going to get all Hobby Lobby on you just for just a second. It's not Christmas yet, but I'm going to give you just a few weather gifts coming up. First of all, we're going to start back in 1889. For some people, they love the warm weather, and that's where you come in handy. 73 degrees, and in fact, last year in 2016, the record was broken. It was 76 degrees last Christmas. But then we make our way on up to 1969. That's the record high, 2.7 inches of snow on Christmas morning. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Man, if you're dreaming of one, that's it for you. And 2017, if you look at your Farmer's Almanac for this upcoming Christmas season, possible snow. In fact, it's either going to be snow or rain. We just don't know quite yet, but hopefully it'll be snow, unless you like rain, and there's that. Right now, though, not a whole lot going on. In fact, if you look at your local radar, Middle Tennessee, there's basically nothing. But if you look on towards West Tennessee, a little bit to the west of Lawrenceburg, you're going to see a little bit of rain and some mix, some sleet probably between some snow and some rain. So not a whole lot going on except for that bottom part in West Tennessee right now. The southeastern radar, though, same thing. Not a whole lot going on in Tennessee, but you look towards the middle part of the United States, Wichita, Kansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, going past out of Oklahoma into Oklahoma City, past that, you're going to see some rain. In fact, there's major storms going on right there right now, but not a whole lot going on here in Tennessee. For today, for the rest of today's forecast, Waynesboro, 69 degrees, Clarksville, 69 degrees. Going on into East Tennessee on the plateau, 62 degrees in Clarksville, 61 in Jamestown, 66 in Carthage. So there's a trend going on. It's not quite that high right now, but it will be that high, especially later in the day. We go on and look at tonight. Salina, 46, Shelbyville, 48, 49 in Nashville. We also have 50 in Columbia, 50 in Waverly as well. And so it's going to be getting cold tonight, but it's not going to be exactly freezing. You know, if you threw a pitcher of water out on the ground, it's not going to go into ice, but it is going to be cold, and you are definitely going to need your rain jacket for that. For the rest of the week, today, Wednesday, 69 degrees, low of 45, but that's going to change. I mentioned it earlier. Tomorrow, Thursday, 40% chance of rain. It will definitely be raining tomorrow. It just depends on what time, depending on the area that you're in Tennessee. High of 65 again, low of 36. But after this, we start to see a dip, especially going into Friday. 58 degrees, a low of 36. It begins to be cloudy, and continuing that on into Saturday, high of 64, low of 36. But the clouds move away, and on Sunday it's going to be sunny all day. So you can spend your football Sunday. If you're going to church in the morning, there's that good news for you. It is going to be chilly in the morning, but don't worry. It's going to hike up. It's going to start to get warm before it goes back at the end. And then Monday and Tuesday, 60-70% chance of rain. That's where it starts to get cold. I'll talk more on that tonight, but right now I'm going to toss it back to the desk.
Well, I know it's going to get warm, and I'm a fan of that. So, but still ahead on MT10 News, who is up for the Grammys in 2018?
And new wedding plans have been announced in the royal engagement. That's coming up next on MT10 News.
Music's biggest night is right around the corner, and the ballots are in. The nominations for the Grammys were announced yesterday morning on CBS this morning. This year, Jay-Z was in the lead with 8 nominations, followed by Kendrick Lamar with 7. James Corden will remain the host for the event, but the awards show will be moving locations this year. Instead of having the show in Los Angeles like usual, they're moving the location to Madison Square Gardens in New York City. The show will air Sunday, January 28th at 7:30 Eastern Time.
Well, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are finally engaged. The couple's engagement was announced this past Monday after months of speculation. The wedding is now set to May of 2018 at Windsor Castle. Markle has announced she intends to become a UK citizen for the wedding this upcoming year. The couple is being very open with the media about their royal love story and keeping everyone updated on their wedding plans.
And JR's outside with our last look at weather.
It was cold, but you know, now as I look around, especially on the grass, the frost is gone, starting to warm up. People are starting to come outside a little bit. In fact, there's a lot of people right behind me walking around the quad. You know, you see people, they still have their jackets on, but they're outside listening to music. The good news is that it is starting to warm up, and so that's definitely a positive thing. Like I said earlier, it was cold, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago on Wednesday night, but you know, it is warming up because the water, you see, well, you can't see it, but I can. There's water right beside me a little bit, and it's dripping, and it is dripping. It's not freezing as it's hitting the ground, and so it is supposed to warm up until about the low 60s probably for the rest of the day. But you know, it's nice, and it's very pretty, and should be a very beautiful rest of the day. All right, guys, back to you.
Wow, JR said we were going to be beautiful for the rest of the day.
Well, thanks, JR, and thank you guys for joining us for MT10 News. I'm Emily Gibbons.
And I'm Katie Idman. We hope you can join us again this evening at 6 p.m. for MT10 News.
Meanwhile, have a great day, Rutherford County.